Breaking news today, President Trump happy as Dems are desperate to reopen the government. Well, they just got stopped dead in their tracks. Jordan Cartney for The Hill reports that Senate Republicans blocked a House-passed package to reopen the federal government for a second time in as many weeks today. Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen and Ben Cardin asked for consent to take up a package of bills that would reopen the federal government. Mitch McConnell immediately shut it down in the Senate. Take a look.
Yes, we can negotiate border security, but we have to have government open. You can't negotiate under circumstances where the president is holding the country hostage and he undermines his own negotiators. It cries out for Congress to take the lead. I agree with Senator Graham when he says that we should open government and then let us negotiate using the regular process of Congress to debate the issues of border security, including immigration issues. We are a co-equal branch of government. Two bills are on our desk. Both have passed the House of Representatives. I'm going to make a unanimous consent in regards to H.R. 21, and my colleague, Senator Van Hollen, will deal with the rest of government. H.R. 21 are six appropriation bills that are not related to the issue of border security. They've already been acted upon by this body. They are not part of this dispute. It's financial services and general government. It's agriculture. It's interior and environment. It's transportation and HUD. It's state and foreign operations. It's commerce, justice, science. They passed this body either by a 92-6 vote for the Appropriations Committee or unanimous or near unanimous by our Appropriations Committee under Republican leadership in a bipartisan manner. We need to reopen government. So therefore, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 5.
No, don't reopen government. Keep it shut down. You guys do more damage when it is open.
H.R. 21, making appropriations for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2019. I further ask that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
Is there objection?
Object.
Objection is heard.
Mr. President, I just say in response to my distinguished majority leader, I just don't understand why the United States Senate is missing in action. We're a co-equal branch of government. Let us speak about opening government. There are members on both sides who understand that we can debate border security and we can reach agreements. But you can't do that with a partial government shutdown. This is President Trump's shutdown, and now, with the majority leader's objections, the Republicans in the Senate are assisting this shutdown.
Mr. President.
The majority leader is recognized.
Let me repeat again what I've said now for some 3 weeks. The solution to this is a negotiation between the one person in the country who can sign something into law, the President of the United States, and our Democratic colleagues.
Go Mitch McConnell. I like to see the guy with a backbone. It's nice to see that for a change. Now, under Senate rules, any senator can ask for consent to vote on or pass a bill, but any senator can object, and McConnell blocked the two bills, saying the Senate would not participate in something that doesn't lead to an outcome, because he knows the president wouldn't sign it. Now, Chuck Schumer laid the fear down thick before the Senate and begged, literally begged Trump and McConnell to open the government. Typical fear tactics. Take a look.
Now, Madam President, as the Trump shutdown drags on, more and more Americans are getting hurt. Public servants have been working without pay. Critical agencies are unable to perform the functions they're supposed to perform for the American people. Whether that's inspecting food supply, protecting our airports and prisons, helping farmers and small businesses get loans. We're now approaching tax season with the IRS under severe limitations. When will the president's ridiculous manufactured crisis come to an end? I have 3 words for President Trump, Leader McConnell, and our Republican senators. Open the government. We can debate border security. We've debated it for a month and a half.
But you won't debate it, even if you open the government. You're not going to... What is debate? Debate is nothing. Debate is talk. There's no action. You guys are frauds. You guys are liars. Especially you, cuck.
We haven't come to a conclusion. Open the government, and we can debate border security while the government is open. Now, for weeks, as I said, we've been at a standstill. We've offered the president several ways to uncouple his demand for a border wall from a government shutdown. The president has been obstinate, insisting on a $5.7 billion wall he promised that Mexico would pay for. The few times that his deputies, vice president, chief of staff, have made proposals to Democrats, the president contradicted them soon thereafter. Just yesterday, the president flatly refused to consider a proposal from his close ally in the Senate, Senator Graham, to open the government temporarily while we debate border security. Sadly, neither Republicans in Congress nor the president's own staff seem willing to tell him what everyone else already knows. The president does not have the votes in either house of Congress for his expensive, ineffective wall. The reason we've been unable to make any progress is that President Trump is not yet interested in making progress. So, there's only one person who can help America break through this gridlock: Leader Mitch McConnell.
And thankfully, Mitch McConnell has been unified with the president, unlike that dirty rat Paul Ryan, who had 2 years to get the funding for the wall. But yes, unlike that dirty rat Paul Ryan, forcing the Democrats' hand to get funding for the wall. Take a look at this.
The Republican Party, I can say, and I just left an hour meeting. We had a great time, actually. There was no discussion about anything other than solidarity. We want national security and border security for our country.
Mr. President,
Yeah, let me just add before the president leaves. First of all, thanks for coming up. And I think the president accurately characterized the discussion. One, we're all behind the president. We think that the border security issue is extremely important to the country. We appreciate your leadership on it.
Thank you very much. Mr. President,
So now Mitch McConnell for weeks has said he would not bring legislation to the floor on the shutdown unless there was a deal between President Trump and Democrats on border security. The issue that has triggered the shutdown. McConnell has described other votes as simply show votes. Roughly a quarter of the government has been shut down since December 22nd over the entrenched fight on funding for Trump's proposed border wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. The Senate passed a stopgap bill late last year by a voice vote, but it was rejected by the White House because it did not include extra border money. Trump on Monday was not interested in the idea of temporarily reopening the government, but Senator Lamar Alexander, who's a Republican, who also took part in both talks, said on Tuesday that he hoped the president would change his mind. Well, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, and I'm thankful that Mitch McConnell is standing by the president to force the Democrats' hand. Build the wall, get the funding, and let's reopen that government. Or hey, Trump, president, Mr. President, just declare the national emergency. You got so much money in the Pentagon, they won't miss a dime. Comment below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Before I get to that report, viewers, they're learning that having a VPN while searching for Q's latest posts and other online-related activity is a must. And Virtual Shield is the answer. It's by far the best choice. They don't keep logs, and you can relax knowing your internet activities are anonymous. Visit hidewithgary.com to get 30% off of plans this month. That's hidewithgary.com. Now, back to the news.